Hello there, everybody. So HeroicLegend here, and we are playing Dragon Quest XI. In the previous episode, we rode on the flying whale. Cetra, I think her name. I forgot the name already. And we landed on this island, which reminds me way too much of. Actually, I said Kami previously. The island itself reminds me of Kami's Lookout, but the home reminds me of King Kai's place. Then again, Dragon Quest, Kira Toriyama, yada yada yada. Ooh, the music just suddenly cut out there. And it's back. Ooh, what's happening here?
We can see you, you know. Come out from behind there.
Eric, that's a bit rough. Oh. Oh.
Huh? What is it?
Ah, it's you! I'm of the Watchers.
The Watchers? And what are they?
Of course. Ground dwellers, not snow. Not snow of us. We watch over Erdrea. Watch for as long as Erdrea exists.
Well, what do you know? And what are you doing skulking behind a pillar, Mr. Watcher?
This is home. Home of all of us. Once were many islands. Many Watchers. But attack came. Lord of Shadows. All crashed. Only this island remains. Only me.
Well, that's how you get a Majin Buu.
That's awful.
Morrigan got to you guys too, huh? Sounds like you've been through a lot. Sorry if I was out of line just now. How come you survived anyway? And why did this place get left alone?
Guiding light burns within. Has burned since time began. Was in Temple of Dawn. Here. Was cleaning. Attack came. Was protected by guiding light.
This guiding light of yours sounds pretty special.
Oh, we're here looking for a special something to help us defeat the Lord of Shadows. Do you think the guiding light might be it?
Not know. Is not weapon. Cannot defeat. Perhaps. Wish to help. But I'm only child. Know little of world yet.
Aww.
Guess we'll just have to take a look for ourselves then, huh?
Yes. But what are we going to do about our poor little friend here?
Not worry. I'm fine. I'm Watcher. Story of Watchers not over. You beat Lord of Shadows. Then World Tree returns. Cycle restored. Life and rebirth.
Aw, that's good.
Dead ones get new life. My brothers. My sisters. All begins again. Please, Luminary. Succeed.
Don't worry, guy. Of course I will. After all, I'm the player.
Wait. You know who he is?
Aw, very cute. Okay, so we just go through here. Woof! Wait, I literally just saw this. What? Is this gonna have to do with finding all the seedlings? Please don't. Because I know where one is. I found it. Hello, little thing.
Oh, it's beautiful. And so holy. I feel purer just looking at it. Wait, the mark.
Again, I'm kind of still a bit miffed about the whole Veronica and Serena thing. It's just... there should have been more.
Whoa! Did all that light just get squished down into that little thing?
Oh, look!
Okay, what's happening here?
I sense something very special in them. I know this feeling. Yggdrasil. I think you should take a closer look, don't you? I've a feeling they have something rather important to show us.
I was gonna make a joke because I keep being reminded of Trunks right now, but alright, so let's see what these seedlings do. Your power up? Nope. Oh, I get to... Oh, it's bright. Oh, the heroes. Yep, that's about the sage attire I expected. Isn't that the keystone that I actually hold now? Huh.
You all saw that too, right?
Yes, that man. The mark on his hand. Oh, you don't think...
I do think.
Aye, I do. And I've a feeling you've the same instinct, laddie, eh? That was Erdwin, the Luminary of Legend. I never thought I'd see him with my own eyes.
So those were the original heroes? The ones who defeated the Dark One way back when? The more we know about them, the more chance we have of finding out how they beat him, right?
Ah, you're not wrong. Let's see what those other seedlings have to show us, shall we?
Sounds good. But what about the Luminary Pieces that, like, we could still access? Question mark? Oh well. Touch. I'm just saying, we got to access the tendril for Eric's thing. Wait. Gondolia? That's a hammer. And then the Volcano and Hoto.
Did you see the size of that hammer? Was it just me, or did it seem special somehow?
It was no weapon, that much is certain. A forging hammer, if I am not mistaken. But what were they forging?
A sword!
I wonder... Well, I think we all know where they were at least, don't we?
Let's see if the last seedling makes things any clearer.
I hope it does. Touch. Oh, so everyone takes a turn hammering in this? Yeah, in the volcano. So what? We grab a hammer, we go to the volcano, and we forge something within the volcano?
I know that view. I'm sure of it.
It's a volcano in Hoto.
So if I understand what we saw correctly, they found some ore and a hammer, then went up a mountain and forged a sword. Wait, of course. The Sword of Light.
Indeed. They would not have gone into battle with the Dark One unarmed.
Yes, that's the power we need. That's how we'll drive the darkness from the world.
But Mordegon took it, right? Unless... Are these visions trying to say we need to...
Yep.
Yeah, That must be it. We need to make our own Sword of Light, just like the old heroes did.
It's gonna be rough.
All right, we've got ourselves a plan. Not much of a plan, but we'll just have to fill in the gaps as we go.
That's confirmed.
Let's
there,
start by
buddy.
paying a visit to the places we saw in those visions. I'm betting we'll find some more clues there.
Aye. It looked like they found that ore on another one of these floating islands. I reckon we'll need to have a word with our wee pal about that.
Well, I know where our first stop
That was
is.
Gallopolis in the vision where they had the hammer, right? Maybe the Sultan knows something.
Oh, and I remember now. That mountain, it's the volcano near Hotto, isn't it? How could I
Hotto.
forget?
That sounds like we're going on a wee world tour then. Hotto, Gallopolis, and wherever that other island happens to be.
We were just there.
It seems we're setting off on another adventure, Veronica. You'll be with us in spirit. I know it.
All right, let's go to work.
Don't get me wrong. I still like that they're giving Veronica her breakout here, and she's being more proactive in the group. But I just can't help but feel like, I've been spoiled by things that have, like, more impactful deaths. Wow, that sounds very wrong.
You find, Luminary? Thing you seek?
Yeah, little Majin Buu.
All is intriguing. Remember a tale from my grandfather. Guiding light helped ancient heroes. Helped in forging of sword. Sword to beat darkness. You have seen their quest. Floating island. Island of vision. This is called Battleground.
Battleground? Why would anyone go looking for ore on a battleground?
Because that's where it's forged through blood, sweat, and tears.
Mine was there. Mine of great ores. Great powers fought for ores. Great battle occurred. Great losses. Great pain. Victors took all. No ore. No more. Perhaps. Tale of centuries ago. Perhaps tale false. Perhaps all remain.
Well, it can't hurt to go and have a look now, can it? Come on, you lot.
Ooh, if I get the feeling Battleground's gonna be a endurance
If
test.
you forget purpose, if you need clues, come to me. Tales from grandfather may help.
I certainly do hope they do, little Majin Buu. What? You telling me I couldn't remember and go to those places because I forgot them? Can I go back to Nautica? First things first. Can I just zoom to... Haven's above. Luminary's landing. Yeah, no, I can't go back there yet. Oh dear. Sorry. Alright. Honestly, Hodo needs to be last, but we can do the other two in either order. You know what? This seems like something should be waiting for its whole own episode. I'm not gonna make it as part of this one. This one was mostly finding out stuff and kind of venting some frustrations. I will give you a little bit of in-depth what I mean by I've been spoiled by more impactful deaths. And don't get me wrong, Veronica's death was impactful. If that's what Serana needed to finally break out and be her own character, not only that, but be much more useful to the party as a whole, then I'm fine with it. And I might even change up both her and Jade. Make Jade more of a spear dancer instead. I think that might be interesting, especially with the parry chance. It might be better than the claws.
So the rumors were true. Erdwin's lantern descends towards Gallopolis.
What?
They say it began when Yggdrasil fell and darkness covered the land. But why? What is happening to our world?
I missed something.
Erdwin's lantern, eh? Back in Dundrasil, we had a legend that after Erdwin defeated the Dark One, he ascended to the skies as a star, so he could watch over Erdrea for all eternity. That was one of Eleanor's favorite stories. And I always thought it was just that, a story.
These little guys seem...
But now I'm not so sure. I mean, if the Lord of Shadow's rise caused Erdwin's lantern to descend... Are you even listening, laddie? Oh, charming. Well, I can share my musings with you again if you'd like.
Wait, what?
Back in Dundrasil, we had a legend that after Erdwin defeated the Dark One, he ascended to the skies as a star, so that he could watch over Erdrea for all eternity. It was one of your mother's favorite stories. And I always thought it was just that, a story. But now I'm not so sure. It does seem that the Lord of Shadow's rise has caused Erdwin's lantern to descend after all. Well, I suppose this is no time to be standing around pontificating. The lantern's on course to crash straight into this fair kingdom. We'd best go and see what the Sultan thinks of all this, eh?
Well, we would if you weren't trying to save, Grandpa. That's why we came here. I was going to actually give a very brief summary. Well, actually, it's easy for me to say this before I save and then end the episode proper. 2 minutes, I can explain this. Okay. There was a show that I was watching very briefly for a time called Grimoire of Fantasy and Ash. And in that show, it's what I use as kind of whenever I'm talking about things to friends or family, whenever we get on topics of, like, storytelling. And what is more often than not the case is that a death of a character tends to be used more as motivation and not have as severe, I guess, consequences. In Grimgar, when they lost their healer, because he had been healing them and didn't have enough healing spells to heal himself after he was very fatally wounded. Well, after he was wounded, period, and the wound proved to be fatal. His death was impactful and felt hard. Everyone had... there was not a moment that went by where you didn't think of him. And at the season finale, this is what I think was the season finale, even though they had gotten a new priest, well, actually, there was a moment even with that priestess as well. They had to adjust to her because she went through similar losses as well, and the loss meant more than just motivation. It was an impact. It was a hole that was left by their loss. And the hole that was left wasn't easily filled, and really can't be easily filled. Once they were gone, once they were lost to us, all you can really do is remember and hope that the memory of them gives you the strength to continue moving on. Now, while the grieving and the sad moment was very much necessary when we discovered what happened to Veronica, it's going over 2 minutes, I know, I'm sorry, but I felt like there should have been more to Serana's story. It doesn't necessarily have to end with a boss fight, but just more than just her cutting off her hair and receiving her sister's blessing. I guess I wanted more of a wall there for Serana to have to overcome. Because we already knew she was strong when she used the spell to stop the dragon and save us all. And she did save us all. But if that's just you trying to tell us that there's more to her than we know, or that she's stronger than we know, then that's one thing, but I really don't get that. I feel like that's how they just wanted to introduce her back to the group. I don't know, I might be just talking to the air right now, but for me personally, I felt like Veronica's death should have had just a touch more impact, at least on Serana. Don't get me wrong, everyone reacted appropriately. Hendrik probably is the one who took it the most, who took it hardest the most, because he and King Carnelian were spared thanks to Veronica. She sent them all away. You know, not only that, but Hendrik himself would grow on to them, become our vanguard, and he probably feels guilty because of, you know, what happened to everyone. Because of King Carnelian, you know, and Jasper. He probably felt like he could have stopped them earlier. I don't know, that's just me. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you know, too much appreciate if you do. Until next time, I just want to say, laters.